Hello, this is Professor Chicagoalmose and my world-famous pet cat, Puppy. But you can't really see her face. But you can see my muscles. I've been working out. It's been paying off. I've been dieting using my diet techniques. I have some videos on that. But today I'd like to do a video about communication, because for ESL students, for example, there's a big problem because there's so many words in the English language, so many obscure words, esoteric words, and expressions that are rarely used, that are considered part of the English language. So the question is it okay to use these words? And should you spend a lifetime learning these words? Basically, the answer is no. And I'll tell you why. The purpose of a language is to communicate. That's the main purpose. There are other purposes like poetry, which uses words as an art form. There's ways to use words to impress people on a job, or to make people pay you a lot of money, because if you use big words as an big words or unusual words as an expert, then people will think that, hey, you're special, and they'll pay you more money, like if you're a consultant. And there are many people who think that that's what they're supposed to do, is be as obscure and esoteric in their language as they can. And they end up not communicating well. So let me give you some rule of thumb ideas. Keep language simple. And keep your vocabulary simple, but effective. If you have a choice between a word that is not commonly used and a word that is commonly used but clear, go with the clear word. Basically, English is not a good language. It's an effective language, but it's terribly inefficient. And there's so many variations and so many duplications that in order for somebody to create a language like that, they'd have to be some kind of bizarre genius who is not interested in making a language that is simple to learn and easy to use for whatever reason. English just developed. And there's so many words that were used a long time ago but are still in the language, that are used in special locations and only sometimes under certain circumstances. Certain words that are used in writing but not necessarily in talking. So it's so confusing. I'd like to see the language divided into two parts. One part would be whatever it is right now, and then have a sub-language, which is the communication language for verbal communication. And you might expand on that for commonly used words in writing. One time, the writing in newspapers used to be about on the 9th grade level. But now, I just was looking at a newspaper and they use words that are very complex, very unusual. And so that has changed. So, in order to give you some ideas that may help you as an ESL student, let me just say, concentrate on using and learning the words that are commonly used. Don't worry about having the biggest vocabulary or learning fancy words, and you'll be okay. Because if you choose your words from a dictionary and use the most obscure words, nobody will know what you're talking about. If you write that way, you got an edge because people can use a dictionary. And there are many writers in history that have used strange words that are acceptable. They're not fun to read, and it takes a long time, and it's not necessary. So, again, basically, keep your vocabulary simple, speak clearly, and that will be good communication. Thank you.